Welcome to the Swolemates podcast, where your favorite fitness couple, Shane and Lizzie Martinez, talk about the hot topics in health, love, and fitness. Shane and Lizzie own a gym in El Paso, Texas. They're personal trainers and bodybuilders, bringing you the latest info and their opinions on all things health and fitness.
All right, we are back with the Swolemates podcast. We are here at Access Multimedia Studios. Thanks to Ever over here on the soundboard.
Thank you to our lovely sponsors from Access Multimedia. If you guys ever had a dream of doing your own podcast, you know what? Don't wait. Just come to Access Multimedia. They do everything for you. We have cameras, sound, professional microphones, everything. You just make an appointment.
They can even film it all for you to put it on your YouTube as well.
And it's all, we could do hourly rate, anything you want. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
You know about the rates now? We can do any type of program.
We'll work with you.
So now on the Swolemates podcast for this second season, we have been working with Access Multimedia to make it very professional. And we wanted to start doing a new series of interviewing different people who have had amazing transformations. So we've been hanging out a lot with Ruben over here, Ruben Benzer.
Yes.
Welcome to the Swolemates podcast. So he's going to be our first guest in the transformation series because he has lost 86 pounds.
And you know what? Everybody's curious to see how you did it because sometimes people, when you do this as a living, you're a personal trainer, people assume that you've always been healthy, you know? And I found that some of the best trainers that I've met have gone through that journey, including myself. And you can put yourself in the person's shoes and be like, you know what? I went through that too. Just come on, you can do this.
Yeah, and also what's cool too is sometimes like you see a transformation that a trainer posts and you're like, oh, they got that transformation because they had a trainer and the trainer, they had the money to pay a trainer and stuff like that. But Ruben did it all on his own.
Yes.
So that's why it's super cool. Like we want to learn, we want to pick his brain and see how he figured out how to do it on his own.
Yeah.
You know? So Ruben, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, your background. Where do you come from? How old are you? Where you went to school?
I'm 21 years old.
21? I thought you were like 26.
Because
of your beard,
if I shave, I'll look 16 probably. But, born and raised in El Paso. I went to different schools. I was in Ganadillo. I graduated from Ganadillo, and I played football, so I was always working out and whatnot, but I never really took it serious, you know? When I was in football, I only worked out for strength, you know? After I graduated, that's when I stopped working out, started gaining weight, and to the point where I got to 281.
What position would you play in football?
I was an offensive lineman.
Oh, yeah?
I was a center.
Cool, okay.
Yes. And I never went under 200 pounds. I was always fluctuating from 220 to 250, you know? So now that I'm at the weight that I'm at, it's like, it's unbelievable. I'm like, I feel crazy, you know? I feel healthy, you know?
And now looking back, do you remember, like, do you actually, like, realize why you gain weight? And I'll tell you a story right now when you tell me. Let me tell you why I'm asking you that. So I had a client one time that he lost a lot of weight. And then he told me, you know what, we were really low income growing up. And now I realize why I gained so much weight, because all we had was money to buy sandwiches of bologna sandwiches, hot dogs. Like they would just eat stuff like that. And that's why he was gaining so much weight. And he wanted to lose it because he was so insecure. But they were low income. No, they didn't have money.
The money to buy.
So he was forced to eat what they had there. You know what I mean? And a lot of people go through this too.
Yeah.
So
By the
I'm
way,
asking you that.
the Big Mac is back.
The McRib.
I know the McRib.
The Big Mac was there. Yeah, that was
failed
cute.
joke. You're fired.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Everyone's
back to my
excited for
question.
the
You get it?
Yes. So I gained weight because I stopped working out.
But you were eating like bad or no?
I was eating horrible.
Like what? Give me an example.
For breakfast, McDonald's, the McGriddles, the McMuffins, you know, the good stuff. For lunch, I would eat whatever, sandwiches. I would eat cereal. I mean, you name it. It was just random food. It wasn't healthy. For dinner, I would overeat. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, literally 2 or 3 in the morning. I'd eat whatever I found in the kitchen, you know, leftovers. And I just gained so much weight, and I didn't notice it, you know, until about a year ago when I made my change, of course, you know.
So what was that moment a year ago? Like, what made you?
What like clicked that you're like, okay, screw this. I'm going
gonna start eating
this.
healthy or whatever.
Was it a
I'm gonna start
girlfriend?
going to the gym.
No, I wasn't a girl.
Ah, I was guessing that
No, it
today.
wasn't that. I just didn't like the reflection on the mirror.
Wow.
I didn't like the reflection in the mirror. I wanted to become a different person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest, when I started.
So how did you start? What did you do?
I went to a gym, of course. My first gym that I went to was Planet Fitness. And I started working out.
What would you do? Like, give me a 1 hour wait.
I would work out for 2 hours, but I wasn't going hard, you know, because I would start hurting and I would stop working out.
Oh,
and I
a
would
lot
go
of people
home.
do that.
Yes.
So like you would tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna do 20 reps, and then it start hurting. You'd stop at 10.
Yes, I would
Something like
stop.
that.
I would never finish through.
Really?
And I started getting very frustrated with myself, so I kept going and going. I kept going for longer periods of times, working out harder, doing cardio. I minimized what I was eating, you know? I really didn't know about nutrition at all. So I was just, my thought of losing weight was by just starving myself, you know? So the first 3 months I was going to the gym for way too long, and then I wasn't eating right. You know?
Like how many? You were like 1 or 2 times a day or what?
Twice a day, and there were small meals.
Like what?
So for breakfast, I would have 1 boiled egg.
What?
Oh my gosh, no.
1 boiled egg.
You
and
starved
then
yourself.
Yeah,
And
you
then for
starved
dinner,
yourself.
I would only have fish and a little bit of rice, and that was it. That was it. And I did that for 3 months, and
Were you exhausted all the time?
always I was tired.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
go to the gym, go home. I was
You
just on the
dragged
couch.
probably, huh?
Yeah, I
Like
was
you-
so.
And then I think it's funny because like talking about nutrition, Shane was talking to you the other day and telling you, so how did you learn that you need to eat high protein and stuff like that? And then you're like, you told me.
Because I tell that to people sometimes, like
Yeah.
over and over and over again, and they don't click. It doesn't click. I'm like, what do we have to do?
Yeah, you just told him
I just
one
told them
time,
once. I told
and
them
he
like,
got on it.
you just focus on your protein, start weighing it. You know, don't eat carbs at night. Just simple stuff, you know. And he told me that day he went to Walmart to go buy food. And he started weighing his
Meal
food
prepping
and all
and
that.
everything.
So then,
Yeah.
when you came to our gym, how much weight had you lost already?
I was already about 40 pounds down,
40 pounds.
but I was just like, you know, skinny. I didn't have no muscle whatsoever at all, you know. And when I got to the gym, you're the person I met.
Oh, really? I was the first one you met?
Yeah.
Shane doesn't remember anything,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you learn this about him.
Yeah.
He's like Dory.
And then?
And you asked me what I was trying to do, and I told you. And you told me what I needed to do, you know, weigh my food, my proteins, and my carbs. And well, when I got there, I'm like, damn, who's this big dude? You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to look like that. So
Yeah.
I took the advice you gave me. I
Good.
took it serious.
Yeah.
Like Lizzie said, I went to the store right away and bought whatever I needed. And from there, I mean, I progressed on. You know, I started losing weight and gaining more muscle. And it was hard, you know. Because
And how did you start to try to figure out how to put together workouts? Because I think a lot of people get intimidated by that. Like, I don't even know
don't even
how
know
to
where
put
to start.
together a workout. Yeah.
That microphone.
So, what I did to work out, I really did experiment with myself. You know, I wasn't too sure what I was doing, so I did everything there was in the book. I mean, there's so much more that I know of right now, but I experimented. With myself. You know, I worked out and I picked out the workouts that worked best for me.
Where
and
would you
I
find
kept
the
those.
workouts?
I would YouTube. I would watch
Online?
bodybuilders, you know,
Yeah.
Ronnie Coleman, all those
Good.
guys, you
Oh,
know.
that's cool.
And I would when I would go to the gym, I would always pay attention to everybody. Always, you know, I would see what they were doing, how many reps, what kind of form they had.
Wow.
I picked up from that, and I would try it myself. If it didn't work out for me, I wouldn't do it. But if it did, I would add it to my workouts.
Yeah.
And that's how I picked up the right routines for me.
Yeah.
You know,
You know where you would have so much fun, Ruben? Going to a fitness expo.
I would
There's
love
so much
to
fun.
go.
I mean, there hasn't been any this year because of COVID,
Why?
but
Yeah.
when you
Why
go,
would you have fun?
you get to talk to everybody in the fitness industry and pick their brains. So like we talked to all of the athletes there about like, are you doing intermittent fasting? What are you doing? And you just start to pick everybody's brains and you just talk fitness, like, and then you get to go to booths and try samples of everything. Like, it's super fun.
I would love to go to one of those.
Yeah, one day
When
once
the
COVID's
COVID goes
over.
away.
Oh, speaking of COVID, so how did you keep the motivation through this year? Because you did lose all the weight this year, right? And
Yes.
a lot of people were not going to the gym. they were just completely losing motivation. I was telling Shane, there's TikToks right now that people are saying, my 2020 transformation, and they start skinny, and then now they're really fast.
So it's like the reverse.
It's like the
It's a
reverse
trend now.
transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kept you motivated even through that whole COVID thing? Did you work out at home or
I
anything
did.
like that?
So the gyms were open before the
shutdown.
Right? And I had lost about 20 pounds. So I felt good about that, right? And once the shutdown happened, of course, the gyms closed. And I didn't want to stop. So I YouTube videos, I did home workouts. I'd run every day. And I kept going.
You'd run outside?
I would. I mean, it sucked. It was so hot. But I still did it,
Wow.
But I started doing all these crazy stuff. And like I said, I still didn't really know what I was doing. I was just like looking up stuff and trying them out for myself. And I progressed, but I still didn't get the results I wanted. I was losing weight, and I was still in a way starving myself, But I still did it. It felt good. And then once quarantine ended, or not, it like opened up a little bit. I was looking for a gym, and somebody recommended Sun City to me. And I went. That's when everything.
But you had gotten two others, right? Don't say the names, but you told me that you wouldn't get a fit. When you go, you feel like out of place.
Yes, I went to multiple gyms, and don't get me wrong, they're nice gyms and all. But when I would go to these gyms, I just didn't have that motivation, at all. It was hostile, to be honest. Everybody, judging
like
pretty much.
Comparing each other.
Yes, comparing to each other, sizing each other up, judging. You didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable. So when I went to Sun City, it was just the opposite, Everybody there was just helpful, Nobody was... Everybody was focused on themselves, but everybody was helping each other out.
Yeah.
It's
like a tribe, like a community, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was our goal from the beginning, and we've achieved it all these years, and that's why we've been still open for all these years,
Yeah, we're always encouraging our trainers to give free information whenever they can, help out any members that need help with the equipment or putting together workouts, So it's really cool that you came to the community.
I'm happy. It changed my life, I'll tell you that. It changed my life for sure.
So then we were talking about making you a trainer last time. So what do you think about that? We were talking about that? So you said that as soon as we posted your transformation, you started getting so many messages from people wanting help, right?
Yes.
You inspired a lot of people.
A lot of people that have never seen me.
Yeah.
The last time that people saw me, I was big. So when they saw that transformation, they're like, "Whoa, like, what did you do?" Like, they didn't believe what they were seeing. I had a lot of people messaging me like, "Oh, you're motivating us to go to the gym and go harder," And that's what also helped me push myself even more, because
people are watching.
You don't realize who you're motivating.
Yes, and I never thought I was going to be that person,
Yeah.
I just, because a year ago I was at 281, and now I'm at 185, It's insane.
Yeah, and muscle.
Yeah, and you've been putting on muscle too, so you've lost even more fat than that. That's crazy.
I was going to ask you too about the cooking. Like, how did you learn how to cook and all that? Because I have some young college kids that really want to do this, but they're like, I don't know how to cook.
Yeah,
so what would you tell them?
What would I tell them? YouTube,
like, how did you do it? YouTube? What would you look for?
How to cook chicken the healthiest way,
really?
with flavor, but healthy.
I guess if you want to do it, you'll find it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if you really want it, you know what I mean? Like, somebody I had read somewhere that says that YouTube has everything. Like, you want to start selling cakes, you learn how to make cakes, and you start selling them. It's like just lazy people that don't take advantage of it.
Yeah. So when you started like cooking and eating healthy and stuff like that, you were living with your parents?
Yes.
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 And was your family on board with you? They were like supportive of you, or were they kind of against it, or how did your family react with it?
They fully supported what I wanted to do for myself.
that's good.
But I mean, we're in El Paso. We're Mexican.
Yeah.
Those carnes asadas were super hard to get away from. My dad is somebody that cooks every weekend.
Wow.
Every weekend. So I would have my meal preps, and they would have cookouts, and I would be eating with them. I'd be eating my meal preps, and my dad would be like, "Come on, eat a little bit," and I was like, "No, I can't." Like, he would tempt me, but they would still support me.
Yeah.
And now I got to the point where they know not to offer me. Like, they know that I'm on my meal preps.
That's something that I feel like some people don't do. Like, I have a client of mine that she lost so much weight. I don't know how much she lost, like 50 pounds, right? And her friend is like super skinny. So she came to visit her for the week, right? Which was like 3 weeks ago. And I was looking at their stories to like see if they were eating bad or something. Dude, they were eating nachos and pizza. And I told myself, man, if I saw that my friend worked so hard for a transformation, I would be like, hey, you know what? Congratulations. What can you eat? Let's go eat whatever you can eat. I don't want to mess with your goals. No, she took her to eat all that, and she still hasn't lost it. Like I see her every day, and I'm like, she gained about 9 pounds.
Wow.
And I could tell right away. Like you guys are like my cars. Like I look at you guys every day, and I look what I need to work on, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I have a lot of clients too that they're saying their husband eats really bad in front of them and stuff like that, doesn't support them, eats pizza while they're eating salad.
Yes.
You know,
So you guys, if you have somebody in your family that's trying to make an effort to lose weight, just know that it's super hard, especially if you've grown up with all those bad habits. Like I grew up with super bad habits.
Yeah.
I used to put ice cream in my cereal, in my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You know, so I did that all my life, playing football, trying to get more size, you know? So when I
We
try to
need
be...
that on the soundboard. Just ever saying,
But yeah, I had so many bad eating habits. And I even knew that the guy from McDonald's, his name was Stafford. And he knew me by name. Hey, Shane, the usual, like that. Every day I'd get 2 sausage McGriddles and 2 sausage burritos.
Wow.
Every morning, and a juice.
What's healthy from McDonald's besides the McRib?
The eggs, huh?
no, there's one that's like the McMuffin that's not that bad, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
got
don't
like
know.
egg white and Canadian
But
bacon.
they cook it with butter, but
I mean, yeah, everything's going to have
Double egg
butter there.
on
Does
the
that mean I
Mac.
can have a cheat meal? A McMuffin?
Yeah, you can have it.
McMuffin with double egg?
your stomach will explode.
I don't know. Now that when we, like one time we were running around moving stuff for the gym and we grabbed some McDonald's, we got some McMuffins and I felt like it was plastic. Like it just
Yeah,
tasted like
you're
plastic.
not used to it.
I am not used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So has that happened to you now that you've been eating healthy and you try to eat something junk food and it like messes
What was
you up?
something that messed you up last time you ate it?
Okay, so last time I ate was it Chico's.
Oh,
I went to have
Chico's will
Chico's
mess
about a
you
week
up.
ago. Yes, and I went with my brother. It tasted good, okay?
It was good.
But I mean, it was just like, it was a double. So it was just, what, 6 tacos of cheese? That's all I had.
Yeah.
And even just by having that, I felt so bloated. I mean, the next day when I went to the gym, I told
Super
Shane,
sick.
dude, I feel
Yeah.
like something's not going on. Well,
Yeah.
something's
Do you
not
think it was all in
happening
your
there.
head, or you think it was real?
It was real. Like, I felt my
Really?
body reacted.
You
to
know
it.
what?
Yeah.
The best thing you can do with your kids is be an example, right? And my kids don't eat bad because they don't see us eat bad, you know. And they don't tell me like, "Let's take me to McDonald's," because they don't see me eating that, you know.
Yeah.
And I was going something with my story, but I totally forgot.
Ever had something to say?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you. Like different fast food places, McDonald's. What's the healthiest meal there?
I don't know.
Like if that's the only place that I can eat.
Chicken salad.
That salad, pretty much.
Chicken salad.
Yeah.
What about
Grilled
the
chicken.
sandwich?
Unless you find one with wheat bread,
I don't
Okay.
think they have it.
and then you have
with
to
meat.
do 2 chickens.
Just order something and say minus the bread.
Minus the bread.
Minus
Yeah.
the bread.
But the chicken salad. What a burger?
Chicken salad. I say chicken sandwich.
It's
Yeah.
made out of wheat.
I think they have a chicken wrap too. That's pretty
Oh,
healthy.
yes.
Yeah.
It'll always ask for double meat because what I notice is with guys, they don't
guys.
need enough protein.
Okay. Burger King.
I haven't been.
Don't get away from
forever.
that.
They have the ultimate burger or
No,
something
yeah.
like that.
That's
There's no
vegan.
meat. They-
That's vegetarian.
No?
So I've tried to do
Egg?
that. I've tried to do that so many times, bro. I've tried like over the years. I've been doing this for 20 years, right? So I've been trying to do shortcuts. I would do that too. I would go, hold the bread, no carbs, this and that, and you still don't lose weight. You
Yeah,
look the
one
same.
time we were eating out a lot because we were super busy and we were eating taco cabana salads, like the steak salad, chicken
Without the
salad.
bread,
And we still were not losing weight. Like we were not looking toned, everything. Like we were still choosing healthy options, eating out, but eating out every
Yeah.
meal. And we saw
We did
more.
that like for a
Really?
month, way. We did that for a month.
What about
No.
chipotles?
Chipotle, yes, that's
Yeah.
the ultimate best one
But
that you can
chipotle
get.
has like a lot of rice and beans.
You just get one.
Just choose one, rice or beans.
Don't choose all of them.
Double meat.
Oh, so it could be worth it, the $7.
And then light cheese. Light cheese.
Like-
Yeah.
Eat light cream, no full.
No burritos.
So we
No
cream.
burrito? No?
No, it's so much carbs, like 1,000 grams of carbs
no,
in
no.
one burrito.
No burritos? Not at all? Not even one?
The tacos are a better option
Yeah.
because they're made of
Corn.
they're corn tortilla. Yeah, the flour tortilla. No. So, what is one of the biggest lessons or tips or something that has helped you this year?
Just stay consistent. Even when you start losing motivation, just get that discipline. You know, even if you don't feel like doing it, just get to it. Go to the gym or anything in life, really. Just do it. Because if you don't, it becomes easy to get lazy. So even if it's hard, just keep doing it, and that discipline is going to get easier. And that's what helped me. So that's anybody that's having a hard time, you know, especially now that's cold. I mean, Everybody wants to stay in their room, their bed, stay cozy. You know, just get up.
Get up
Just
and
do it. Once you're there, you do it, you know? But if you don't, then it's just going to be repetitive, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what we always try to tell people too, is it's about self-respect, having that discipline. You respect yourself to have that discipline in your life.
You know something that I've seen happen twice? The guy loses a lot of weight, gets a girlfriend, stops working out. It happened once with one of my clients, and the second one, I told him, okay, two things are going to happen. Either you're going to get really motivated or you're going to stop. So what are you going to do? Is like, I'm going to be super motivated, and I'm going to bring my girlfriend too. So we're all of us going to be motivated. Dude, last time I saw him, he looked like a little girl. He was so skinny. I even thought he was like a girl. I was like, what? I was like, Justin, where'd all that muscle go?
You just said
Like, where'd all your muscle go? And yeah, so 2 out of 2, they got a girlfriend, real pretty girlfriend, and they stop.
So girlfriends,
So don't let that happen to you.
Don't get
Don't get a girlfriend. Don't get a girlfriend. You gotta stay fit.
Get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, the girlfriends need to be supportive of
Yes.
the guys going to the gym.
Get you a gym girl.
Yeah.
Guys, get you a gym girls.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's all that we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us, Ruben, and all of our audience members. If you guys know of a really cool transformation that you'd like to shoot over our way that we could interview, we would love to do so. Or if you have any topics that you would like for us to talk about, leave them in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and on YouTube.
Thank you, and live fit.
Thank you for listening to the Swolemates podcast. Please subscribe and visit us for more at swolematespodcast.com.